I'm Deb Dingus, the Executive Director for United Way of Licking County, and I want to welcome you to our 2019 virtual annual meeting and celebration. I realize that this meeting is happening as all of us are living during challenging times for sure, and while we are consumed with the ongoing daily changes during COVID-19, I'm sure that to many, 2019 may seem like a lifetime ago. However, we feel that it is still fitting and right that we take this moment to acknowledge and recognize the accomplishments of United Way, our volunteers, and our community that occurred during 2019. 87 years ago, in 1933, United Way began to address and meet the greatest needs in our community during the Great Depression. Today, United Way of Licking County is still here, identifying, convening, and taking on the greatest challenges facing our community during COVID-19. It continues to be my privilege to be a part of the mission of improving people's lives by uniting the community while we hope to achieve our vision of a productive community where all people have the opportunity to achieve their fullest potential. Licking County, what I want you to know about United Way in 2020 is this: we are more than the fundraisers. In fact, we're the hand raisers. We are the game changers. Tulsi Gabbard said, quote, "In the military, I learned that leadership means raising your hand and volunteering for the tough assignments." In 2019, United Way took on the tough assignments by raising our hand to advocate for those struggling with homelessness. We changed the game when we began to collaborate with the Downtown Newark Development Partners to form a task force, engage the community in focus groups, raise over $80,000 to enter into a strategic planning process with one goal of eliminating chronic homelessness. The plan is coming near to an end, and we anticipate concrete action steps that will have lasting impacts on Licking County. In 2019, United Way continued to raise its hand about child abuse and neglect. We changed the game by solidifying the work and direction of our Women's Affinity Group to raise dollars and resources and awareness to help support the youngest, most vulnerable residents of our community. The Women's United Affinity Group awarded special grants to organizations who were engaged in projects that would directly help abused and neglected children in Licking County. In 2019, United Way continued to raise its hand about drug and alcohol addiction. We changed the game when we convened the community to advocate for recognized best practices when tackling the opioid epidemic facing not only Licking County, but our entire nation, and awarding dollars to those programs who are making a real difference in saving lives. In 2019, United Way continued to raise its hand by advocating against the continual stigmatization of mental illness. We partnered with Mental Health and Recovery by helping sponsor a video that would help share the message as well as provide funding to a variety of mental health programs. In 2019, United Way continued to raise its hand by advocating, convening a forum of healthy summer activities for children and youth meant to encourage individual worth, character, and growth for each participant, as well as awarding many dollars to programs that nurture the well-being of children and youth throughout the year. In 2019, United Way raised its hand boldly, advocating for the values of diversity, inclusion, and equity. We participated in the planning of and helped sponsor the Community Intercultural Relations Annual Conference. It's an event that's held annually each year at the OSU and COTC campus. We also actively sponsored and advocated for the ongoing work of the ALICE Report, a social economic impact study that identifies the demographic of those who are asset limited, income constrained, and yet employed. This is also known as the working poor. The report tracks this demographic each year in each township, in each county across Ohio, and currently in dozens of other states across our nation. We choose to tackle the tough reality of the increasing disparities that exist in our communities. In 2019, United Way raised its hand by inviting hundreds across the county to participate in changing the game by donating their volunteer time during our annual Week of Caring and throughout the year in many and various ways. In 2019, United Way raised its hand by inviting a different set of donors to give and change the game through creative fundraising efforts during our first annual 5K Red, White, and United race held in Pataskala, and our first annual Ride United motorcycle and auction event that took participants on designated scenic byways that drew riding tourists even from beyond our county. In 2019, United Way raised its hand by inviting everyone to support our identified community blueprint priorities of behavioral health, children, youth, and families, and poverty. And together, Licking County, all of us have changed the game by donating and supporting 54 vital programs across Licking County, all tackling tough assignments for the sake of all of us here in Licking County. In 2019, our board, our campaign cabinet, our committees, our staff, our volunteers, and donors stepped up to be leaders. And for this, I say thank you. Thank you for being a hand raiser. Thank you for being a game changer and for joining us in the mission of improving lives right here in Licking County. Thank you. Again, I want to welcome you today. As you can tell, this is not the way we normally run our annual meetings, but I do want to again thank all of the participants in this event today, and a special thank you to all of those who helped produce this virtual event for us, especially Dave Stewart, who has put together a string of videos for us. And now with that being said, I want to introduce to you our first speaker today, Laura Edelblut from Licking Memorial Health Systems. I want to thank Laura for serving this past year as our board president. Laura, thank you so much for all of your hard work this past year.
Hello, I am Laura Edelblut, and I have the honor of serving as the board president of the United Way of Licking County. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to this remarkable community for sharing in the responsibility of supporting the needs of our residents. Thank you for your generous donations that help solve the issues of poverty, strengthen families, and treat behavioral health illnesses. Thank you for your countless volunteer hours. Thank you to the funded partners for being the people on the front lines to deliver creative programs with meaningful outcomes. Thank you for spreading the word about the valuable work of the United Way. Thank you for recognizing the power of collective giving. The emotional and economic impact of COVID-19 will no doubt have long-lasting ramifications. However, when faced with a challenge, Licking Countyans come ready to solve it. Your support going forward is needed now more than ever, as people and businesses grapple with their personal and financial losses. The United Way is the vehicle that helps ensure programs exist to meet the specific needs of Licking County, and all of you are the fuel that powers these programs to move forward. I want to thank the staff of the United Way for their commitment to the mission and their vision for finding new ways to solve problems. Thank you to our grassroots groups and to our Women United Affinity Group for taking the United Way's message to new heights. When you support the United Way, you are supporting the social and economic well-being of all Licking Countyans, young and old, rich and poor. Many people have a brighter future because you choose to live united. Thank you.
Hi everyone, and again, thanks Laura again for your words, and again for serving as our president this past year. We certainly are thankful to you as well as everybody at the hospital right now helping us to fight this COVID-19 pandemic. With that being said, I would like to introduce to you our next speaker, Superintendent Dave Heil, who is the superintendent of the Licking Valley Schools. It's been my privilege to be able to work with Dave this year. He led a great campaign, exceeding the goal that we had set. And typically we celebrate in front of hundreds of people, all of the hard work that went into the campaign season. And so I kind of feel like we're cheating Dave a little bit here. And so I would just invite all of you to pretend that Dave is speaking in front of hundreds of people. And from wherever you are, please give a round of applause for Dave Heil.
Hello, everyone. I'm David Heil. I was the 2019 United Way of Licking County campaign chair. You may not recognize me because I haven't had a haircut for about 10 weeks, but neither have you. Serving as the 2019 United Way of Licking County campaign chair was a blessing in many ways. First and foremost, it was humbling. It was humbling to sign the thousands of thank you letters to all the generous donors. Seeing each of those letters and knowing that each one represented an individual, corporation, or nonprofit in the greater Licking County community who cares enough to, in their own way, help their fellow citizen, never ceased to humble me and fill me with pride and awe in the community that has always been my home. It was a learning experience. I've learned so much through my involvement in the United Way over the past several years, and especially from our fearless leader, Deb Dingus, about the depth of the critical needs that exist in our community and how those needs impact not only the needy, but the entire community. Just as importantly, however, I learned how United Way of Licking County is confronting those challenges head on, and in collaboration with our 54 funded partners, is making a significant and visible impact in the areas of behavioral health, children, youth, and families, and poverty, to name a few. It was a blast. I had a blast working with our wonderful and talented campaign cabinet and the incredibly dedicated United Way staff and loaned executives. At our bi-weekly meetings, we worked hard to improve our methods, expand the United Way donor base, and achieve our goal. But at the same time, we had a lot of fun getting to know each other. The 2019 campaign cabinet was challenged to achieve the highest campaign goal to date in the history of the United Way of Licking County because the needs in this great community have never been greater. And we accomplished that goal and had a lot of fun doing it. Live United, Licking County. Thank you for allowing me to serve.
Dave, thanks again for serving as our 2019 campaign chair. And we also want to give a special thanks to the entire cabinet who helped Dave with this wonderful job this year. We want to give a special thanks to Stacy Foreman Donnelly, Tabby Hahn, Pat Jeffries, Lauren Lewandowski, Dale Llewellyn, Pat McGonigal, Dan Motor, Luke Pence, Rich Rogers, Cody Smales, Corey Smith, and our loaned executives, Seth Dobelar, David Grimm, and Rachel Knudsen. And finally, we want to thank Ben Broyles, who served as the campaign vice chair and who moves up this year to chair the 2020 campaign. With that being said, again, thank you, everybody who helped with the 2019 campaign. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Kelly Campbell, the Executive Director for the Woodlands. This year, Kelly Campbell served on the United Way Board as the representative of the Community Partner Council. At this time, she has a special message for Dave Heil.
Hi Dave, it's Kelly Campbell from the United Way and from the Woodlands, and I am just here to say a great big thank you on behalf of every funded agency at the United Way and on behalf in particular of all of the clients that we serve at the United Way. You will never know the lives that you have changed and impacted for the good by the work you did this year. And it's more than just connecting people with needed services and programs. Oftentimes, those people just need to connect with another person that's going to provide them hope and peace and reassurance. And you have been a major part of that. So on behalf of every employee at every funded agency, and in particular, all of the clients that we serve, we just wanted to say thank you for everything you did. And thank you for being part of this great big community that cares. So thanks, Dave. We appreciate it more than you could ever know.
At this time, we're excited to announce the Live United Awards. Each year, we have had the opportunity to work with some wonderful people who have been gifted to United Way by other organizations. We call these individuals loaned executives. And at this time, I'd like to have you hear a few words from our loaned executives from this past year. First of all, from Rachel Knudsen, who was loaned to us by Park National Bank. Then Seth Dobelar, who was loaned to us by the Licking Memorial Health Systems, followed by David Grimm, who was loaned to us again by Park National Bank.
Hi, my name is Rachel Knudsen. I was the 2019 loaned executive from Park National Bank to the United Way, and it's my pleasure to be here today with Big Brothers Big Sisters to present them an award. It is in grateful appreciation of your outstanding support and partnership with United Way to improve lives by uniting the community. And the reason that we're presenting this award is they were chosen for 100% campaign participation this year. They increased their overall campaign and they volunteered, including serving at the Week of Caring kickoff luncheon.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Utrivas and so grateful to represent Big Brothers Big Sisters with this award. It was a real surprise. We have always been great supporters of United Way, and we are so grateful to them. We are also grateful to all our bigs that we have, because they are the ones that really keep us going. So between United Way and our bigs, who through the chaos and change still remain, is so important. So for the community, United Way, and everyone involved, we are grateful and we thank you, and we will continue to live united.
Hi everyone, I'm here to congratulate the City of Heath on receiving our Live United Award for their 2019 campaign. Not only did they increase their participation, their donations, and their volunteerism, but they actually increased by over 300%. So we're extremely excited and honored to present the City of Heath with the Live United Award.
Thank you, Seth. On behalf of all the contributors from the City of Heath, I appreciate the United Way recognizing our efforts to earn this award. Myself and my assistant Jenna behind me worked on the campaign this year. Had a great time doing it. The major part of it was barbecue cookout that I did for all of the city employees who wanted to participate. So I got to bring together two things that I appreciate. One is the work that the United Way does, and the other is being able to use my smoker to make barbecue. So thank you again to the United Way. Thank you to all of the contributors from the City of Heath that helped make this award possible, and we'll look to try to make an even bigger impact next year.
Hi, I'm David Grimm with Park National Bank. I was the 2019 loaned executive in charge of the medical sector for the United Way. I'm here today to present the Live United Award to MedBank. The reason they got this award is because they actually increased their campaign donations 108% year over year, as well as continued to advocate for the United Way and volunteer in our Week of Caring, which we all find that incredibly helpful. So we're here to present the award, which I've already given. I set it aside. Social distancing is important, and here they are.
Thank you, David. Thank you, United Way, and thanks, MedBen employees.
Hi, I'm Llewellyn Deeds, Campaign and Outreach Director for United Way of Licking County, and it's my honor to announce the Employee Campaign Coordinator of the Year Award. So this year's ECC of the Year Award goes to the team at Owens Corning Science and Tech, Ryan Aaron, Stephanie Card, and Donna Heil. They were chosen because, one, they increased their campaign, their ease to work with, and their innovative fundraisers that are always so much fun to go to. So thank you, Ryan, Stephanie, and Donna, for a great job at this year's 2019 campaign. Congratulations.
At this time, we would like to award the Hope Award. This award began in 2015 in honor of the life of David Gallant. David was a recipient of many United Way programs as he struggled to recover from opioid addiction. This addiction took his life from him in many and various ways before he was able to reach out and receive the help that was most needed so that he could turn his life around. David went on to be a great inspiration in this community, helping others who were struggling with the same demons and battles that he struggled with. In 2015, after David had passed away tragically, we began this award to honor others who are able to turn their lives around and provide hope for others who are struggling with some of the same challenges that they have faced.
Hi, I'm Pam Roberts from Together We Grow, and we're here today because Sarah Ross Thomas, one of my staff, has won the Hope Award. And I nominated her because she is the definition of hope. She's come out of kind of a rough lifestyle and just has made some great choices in her life and has really turned everything around. She's been working with me for about 2 years, and I've seen her go from living in the Salvation Army with her little baby to now she's getting ready to move into a Habitat for Humanity house, and she's my program director, and she's an awesome girl, and she deserves it.
Hi, I'm Sarah Thomas. I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude, standing in the garden where I first started, just renewing my life, and so grateful for all the good people, for Pam, my boss, and all the volunteers that I'm linked up with and networked with now that just changed my life. So thank you so much.
At this time, we'd also like to award our Ken Johnston Volunteer of the Year Award. I had the privilege of serving on the board of directors for United Way of Licking County during the time when Ken Johnston was the president of the board. Ken was a role model for everybody about what it meant to live united. Through his active engagement in the community, his enthusiasm for education and volunteerism, Ken led the way of living united. After Ken's unexpected death in 2002, the Ken Johnston Award was founded, again, to honor the spirit of volunteerism that so embodied Ken Johnston.
I am really honored by this award. I knew Ken Johnston, we taught together, and so I've always thought of this as a very special award. I've enjoyed volunteering at United Way. I've been doing it since 2015, and I really miss not being able to work with them right now because I enjoy the work that I do. United Way just does so much good for the community, and I just think it's really important.
At this time, we will now have the United Way Workplace Campaign Division Awards. Each year, we have the opportunity of going into a variety of workplace settings across the county. We work with large companies as well as small companies, and each year we have the opportunity to award these companies for their participation with United Way. The awards are given to those companies that increase their giving by 10% or more, and or increase their opportunities of advocacy by supporting our events through sponsorships, engaging with us around our mission, and or increasing their volunteer hours, sitting on some of our committees, participating in Week of Caring, volunteering on the board and the cabinet, and a variety of other opportunities. So with that, I would like to present our United Way Campaign Division Awards. At this time, I'd like to introduce Tim Keith, our VP volunteer for Community Impact. Tim spends countless hours along with many volunteers reviewing the applications that come in for our funding process. Tim, I can't thank you enough for all of the hard work that you do for United Way. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tim Keith, Commercial Loan Officer with Park National Bank and your Community Impact Chair with United Way of Licking County. This year, I'm pleased to have served with 17 dedicated volunteers who chose to spend their time better understanding our local charitable organizations and their programming to ensure your dollars have the greatest impact. These volunteers represent our community, holding leadership positions in government, education, finance, retail, religious organizations, and more. When evaluating an applicant, the volunteers will review program material, conduct site visits, and in-person interviews. After this, and much deliberation, they make tough decisions about where to spend our finite resources. It's a tough job, and I would like to take a moment to thank them for their service. And now, I'm pleased to present our funded partners for this year. First up, American Red Cross with their programs, Disaster Services, Service to the Armed Forces, and Blood Services. Behavioral Healthcare Partners, Adolescent Substance Use Disorder, Courage House, School Intervention Program, and Spencer House. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Licking and Perry Counties Community School-Based Youth Mentoring. Camp O'Bannon, Canal Market District and Enterprise Hub, Food Access for All. Carol Strong Center, Adult Day Service. Catholic Social Services, Supportive Services, and Transportation Services. Center for Visual Impairments, Family Health Services. Friends of the Licking County Library, Imagination Library. Girl Scouts of Ohio's Heartland, Leadership Experience. Habitat for Humanity Mid-Ohio, Rebuild and Home Repair Projects. John's Helping Hands 1973, a hand up, not a handout. Licking County Adult Court Services, Reentry Coordinator. Licking County Aging Program, Nutrition. Licking County Alcoholism Prevention Program. Licking County Children and Families First Council, Community Support Teaming. Licking County Coalition for Housing, Outreach Coordinated Entry. Licking County Coalition of Care, Neighbors in Financial Crisis. Licking County Family YMCA, All for One Camp, Before and After School, Preschool, Safety Around Water, Summer Day Camp, and Why Healthy Kids Network. Licking County Health Department, Partners in Wellness. Licking County Hope, Rockin' Cool Freedom School, CASA of Licking County. Mental Health America of Licking County with their programs, Yes Club, Compeer, Girls in Progress, Suicide Prevention, Bridges Out of Poverty, and Parent Support. Pathways of Central Ohio, 211 Crisis Hotline and Information Center. Parent Education Center, Center for Prevention Services. PBJ Connections, Connect Program. Salvation Army, Emergency Assistance and Adulting 101. Save a Warrior. Simon Kenton Council, Boy Scouts of America with traditional scouting. St. Vincent de Paul, Central Newark. Together We Grow Community Gardens, and Here We Grow Gardens Power of Plants. Whole Living Recovery, Awakening Lane Leadership Initiative, and Norwell Lane for Men. The Woodlands Serving Central Ohio, Expect Respect, Center for New Beginnings, and Outpatient Department. Because of your generosity, these 57 programs will receive funding this year. Thank you, and thank you to our funded partners. Take care, and as always, live united.
Hi everyone. Before we end this event together, I do want to take a moment to say a very special thank you to our United Way staff. Without these dedicated workers who go above and beyond, well beyond their job description, who answer the call to do all of those assigned duties that aren't often listed in their job descriptions, we would not be able to do all that we do. And so with that, I want to say a very special thank you. First of all, to Llewellyn Deeds, who is our Campaign and Outreach Director. Second of all, to Helen Hall, who serves as our Administrative Director. Third, Betsy Sargent, who is our Finance Director. Fourth, Seth Dobelar, who is working as our Campaign Assistant. And Leslie Poole, who serves as our Leadership Giving Consultant. With all of their help, we have been able to live united this year. So again, wherever you are, if you'll join with me in giving them a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Llewellyn Deeds, Campaign and Outreach Director for United Way of Licking County. I just wanted to take the time to say thank you, Licking County. Thank you for the amazing support that you've given to United Way over this past year. Thank you for all the amazing work you do for your community. I look forward to working with you in 2020, and I know together we can live united.
Hi, I'm Helen Hall, United Way's Administrative Director. Thank you, Licking County, for your generosity of financial contributions and precious volunteer time in support of United Way's mission of improving lives by uniting the community. You truly are making a difference, and we couldn't do it without you.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to say thank you to our Licking County community for making our 2019 campaign so successful. Whether you gave your time or your talents or your dollars, everything that you did had a positive impact, and we could not do the work that we do without your support. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I want to welcome you today to United Way of Licking County's 2019 annual meeting and celebration. I'm Deb Dingus, Executive Director for United Way of Licking County, and it is my privilege to continue to be able to serve in this capacity. This is the official business portion of today's celebration and event. And with that, I would like to turn it over to our president, Laura Edelblut, who will be leading us through this business portion. As we begin, I first of all would like to say thank you to Laura for her service this past year and for all of the ways that she continues to support United Way in this community. And with that, Laura, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Deb. So I will call this meeting to order. And the first thing I want to do is certainly thank Deb for her leadership and her continued commitment to finding ways to improve the lives of those most in need in our community. I also want to give a shout out to Deb for her quick response to the COVID-19 crisis and bringing together community leaders to create the COVID-19 Emergency Fund, which has been very successful in raising funds to provide aid to the negatively affected by the pandemic. So the first order of business we have today is to recognize the 3 board members who are going to be leaving our board. And I want to thank them for their service to the United Way and the countless hours that they have given to the United Way. I look forward to continuing to work with them as they focus their time and their talents on other initiatives. So first of all, we have Joan Franks, who served as a president of the United Way board. And part of her term, she was with Park National Bank and is currently with Metesic Distributing Company. And next we have Wendy Hollinger, who works for Phoenix Graphic Publishing Services, and Stephanie Tackett, who was with Reese, Pyle, and Meyer. So we, again, thank them and their employers for allowing them the time to serve in this very important capacity. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Joan, and she is going to, and she is the immediate past president of the United Way, and she's going to present the new slate of board members. Joan?
Thank you, Laura, and thank you for being our president of the board this past year and all the energy and time that you've committed to United Way. And Deb, I echo Laura's compliments to you about how you've led in the past and more immediately with the COVID Relief Fund. So thank you both. So now to business. Our first term nominees for the board of directors will be serving from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2023. They are Sarah Schwab, President and Chief Operations Officer at Metesic Distributing Company; Scott Stewart, Senior Director, Retirement Services with Nationwide Investment Services Corporation; Marion Royster, Assistant Vice President and Trust Officer with the Park National Bank. These are board members who will be completing their first term and now nominated for a second 3-year term. And the first of those is Tim Keith, Commercial Loan Officer with the Park National Bank. And secondly is our Community Partners Council representative, and that is Kelly Campbell. She's the Executive Director with the Woodlands, serving Central Ohio. So I ask all of you listening to please go to unitedwaylc.org today between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. to read the biographies of the nominated officers and to vote. Thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you, Joan. So this concludes the business portion of our meeting, and we appreciate all of you joining in this virtual meeting. We certainly hope to all be back together next year for a meeting in person. But I do echo what Joan said and encouraging you to make sure to go and vote for the board slate. So with that, Joan, or Deb, I turn it over to you.
Thanks, Laura, and thanks, Joan. And again, thank you both for all that you have done this past year. And thank you, Joan, for your years of service on our board and as past campaign chair. And we will miss your participation, but we know that you'll stay involved in the community and continue to support us going forward. With that, I would like to say thank you again to all of you. Thank you, first of all, to our entire board of directors. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to our volunteers. And thank you to all of the donors and partners in this community that continue to help improve lives throughout Licking County. This officially concludes our 2019 annual meeting and celebration. But we are not done yet, so I encourage you as we join together and we shift our operations and we focus on the remainder of 2020 together, facing some pretty tough challenges ahead. You'll be hearing more about that in the upcoming weeks as we begin our annual campaign, and we hope that you will continue to support United Way as we continue to help this community rise to the occasion and join hands together and work to improve lives for all of us here in Licking County. With that, again, thank you. And I hope that all of you remain safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.